Hello, this is Dr. Kimani, licensed clinical psychologist, and I want to have a real talk conversation with you if you are a Black woman in a toxic job. And I want you to think about what is that job costing you? And I would just invite you to kind of break this down, okay? Now, this video is for Black women who are ready to leave toxic jobs. This video is not for Black women who are deciding to stay at a toxic job for a long period of time. I would say this video is even for those of you who are at the toxic job, but you want to leave at some point, okay? You may not be ready to leave in the near future, but you are thinking about it. So this video is for you too. So this video is not for Black women who really just want to stay at the job for a long time, okay? So again, I want us to kind of have a real talk conversation about, well, conversation, I'm talking, but you can hear me. And my hope is that as you are listening to what I'm saying, that you are reflecting for yourself about what I'm asking, okay? So when I think about or when I talk about what is a job costing you, this is from the perspective of what I went through as a toxic job survivor and as a licensed clinical psychologist working with Black women who have been in toxic jobs either currently or those who have left. So I just want to just break some things down for you. Okay. So for you to kind of keep in mind. So I want you to think about the time that you're spending as you get up from your sleep during a work day, the amount of time that it takes for you to get your mind ready to get ready to go to work. I also want you to think about what is the time that you're spending driving to work. And after you get to work, what are you doing to get out of the car to give yourself a pep talk that things are going to be okay? I used to do this all the time. I would have, as I would drive to work, I would listen to like positive music. Before I got out the car, I would pray and I would say to myself, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You'll be okay. So, what are you saying to yourself so that you can get out the car? But I knew as soon as I walked in the door, I knew I was lying to myself. I knew it really was that bad. I knew I was lying to myself. So think about that cost of that. Then think about how much time are you actually spending at the job? 8, 9 hours, 10 hours? How much time are you spending at the job? Once your work shift is over, I want you to also tally up what is the amount of time, not only you driving back to your home, but what is the amount of time that you spend after your work shift still talking about the job? So that might mean talking to your friends, talking to your partner, with other people about how much you cannot stand this toxic job. How much of that time is taken up outside of your work hours? So I want you to think about during the week. And I also want to think about even when you're not at the job, even when you're so called off, let's say that you were during a weekend or holiday, even a vacation, how much time are you spending thinking about that toxic job? So I want you to think about all of that time. And I want you to think about how much time do you have during your day? So if you're spending that amount of time, whatever that number is for you, you're spending that amount of time generally on a daily basis thinking about or having something related to the job, and think about your number of remaining waking hours. What is the percentage of your day that's taken up in relation to the job? So Stephanie Perry talked about, when we think about jobs, when we think about hostile jobs, she talked about leave that toxic or leave that hostile job. She's interviewed me about my leaving a toxic job, which I resigned from. So in terms of if you want to see more about my story, again, those videos will be in the description section on YouTube. You can check Stephanie Perry's channel about Black women leaving toxic jobs. But I want to say this. She emphasized, please do not let your job define who you are or define or be the priority in your life. A job is a means to an end. A job is a way for you to make money so you can survive. A job should not be all that you are. A job doesn't define who you are. Okay. So sometimes we might do that. We might fall into that trap, but that's a white supremacist trap. And that we're seeking external validation for who we are and our worth to a job. So you're giving your worth away in terms of a job. So we have to really work on identifying what is that and why is that, and start working through that so that you can say to yourself, you know what, this job is harming me. I need to start making plans to get out in terms of exit planning. So when you think about exit planning, I talk about this in my videos too, that the expectation or the hope is not that anyone will leave a job immediately and be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to let, whatever happens to me, happens to me. No, that is not what I'm saying. And I want to be very clear about that. What I'm saying is that if you are in a toxic job, my hope is that you recognize the signs that you're in a toxic job, you get the help that you need, and you start exit planning. Exit planning may take a while. For me, it took about 3 years. My hope is that it doesn't take that long for you, okay? So that you put some things in place so that you are able to exit plan, and that if a job is harming you, that is not the place for you. Dr. Nadia Lopez talks about this. Stephanie Perry talks about it. Glam Mazzini talks about it. Adelia talks about it. Rashida talks about, like, all of these Black women, all of us are talking about it. Those jobs, if they are killing you, if they are soul sucking, that is not the place for you. You did not work that hard to get to that place, okay? And as Emery Archer talks about, being in a toxic hostile job and getting your coins when you leave these toxic hostile jobs. So Anne Marie and I are collaborating to help Black women get out. So we've been in toxic jobs, we've left, we're doing well, and we want to help other Black women get out too. So if you are ready to get out of a toxic job and you recognize, if you've done this little exercise with me and you're like, whoa, this job is completely dominating my life and my quality of life is so poor, let's think about what we can do for you. Okay, let's think about what options are. Okay, so therapy, coaching, I've talked about that before, and also the master class that I've talked about with S. Emery Archer. So if you don't know Anne-Marie, please check her out. So Anne-Marie is the anti-HR lady. She's also an attorney. And our master class is Save Yourself, Channel Your Inner Harriet, and get out of that toxic hostile job with your sanity and your coins. So I deal with the psychological part, so all that psychological baggage and garbage and all that stuff, okay? So in terms of helping you prepare to leave and after you leave, how to really help yourself in terms of healing, because it's very hard to start the healing journey when you're still in the toxic job because it's hard to heal in that environment that's keep harming you, okay? So I'll talk about that. And then Anne Marie will talk about the HR part in terms of documentation, how to tell the difference between a hostile and a toxic job, and how to get your coins. If there's money on the table for you to leave that toxic job and you have sick time or other things, how do you talk to them? How do you advocate for yourself? How do you get your coins? Okay. So information for the masterclass will be in the description section. And again, I just want you to think, please, sis, think about how much time is that job costing you? Is the job consuming your whole life? Think about if that's the quality of life that you want. You deserve better. You deserve better and you can get better. You absolutely can. I know that you can. It's scary. I know it's scary. I've been there. I've helped other Black women. I've helped myself get out. But there is a way out, way out. And I just want to reassure you, there is a way out. There are resources available for you. Again, you will find all those resources I mentioned in the description section. And again, if it's costing you too much, then it's time for a change. And I think you already know that already because you tuned into this video. So you already know that, okay? I'm not convincing you of anything, but just take the time, connect to resources, get the healing that you need, and know that you deserve better. Okay. So I'm signing off for now. Okay. Take care. Oh, and if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Lift Answer Climb Consulting Wellness Services. Take care.